Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about copying formulas in Excel, how to do it, and why it works. You can learn more about this in Microknowledge's Excel Basic class. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to click on cell E6 and type in a simple formula to add Bob's January, February, and March sales together. When I hit enter, Excel gives us the total sales for Bob. Now, one of the nice things about Excel is that I can copy the formula down to the other salespeople and it'll automatically calculate their totals. I'll do that by clicking and dragging on the bottom right-hand corner of the cell. Good, it worked. But let's understand why. I'll click back on the original formula I wrote for Bob. Notice the cell references at the top of the window in the formula bar. B6 plus C6 plus D6. When I click on one of the cells I pasted into, like Janet's total, I can see that Excel automatically changed the cell reference to refer to Janet's sales numbers. So why did that work? It's because when I referred to Bob's January sales as B6, it really meant just look 3 cells to the left of where the formula is. And so February was the same way, 2 cells to the left, and March was 1 cell to the left. So essentially the formula adds the 3 cells to the left of it. So no matter where I copy and paste the formula, it's always going to add up the 3 numbers to the left. This type of cell referencing is called a relative cell reference because it is relative to where the formula is on the spreadsheet. So that worked out well this time, but let's move to the next column to calculate each salesperson's commission. To start this calculation, I'm going to take Bob's total and multiply it by the commission rate 3 cells above. I'm using the same kind of referencing as I did before, so the result will be E6 times F3. So that worked for Bob, but see what happens when I try to copy this formula down to the other salespeople. Well, that was not so good. I'll click back on the original formula so we can see where things went wrong. If you recall, I used relative references to calculate Bob's commission, but relative references change when I paste the formula into a new cell. Now I don't want to refer to E6. When I calculate Janet's commission, I'd prefer to refer to E7, but I do still want to refer to F3, the commission rate. You can see the problem when I click to examine Janet's commission. The formula takes the cell 1 to the left, the total, and multiplies it by the cell 3 above, which is nothing. So I want to change the original formula to tell Excel whenever I copy this, always refer to F3. This is called an absolute reference. So if I go to type the formula for Bob's commission again, I have to do something special with the F3 reference to let Excel know it's absolute. If I press the F4 key on the keyboard right after I type a cell reference, Excel will add $signs to that reference. This tells Excel that the reference should not change when I copy it to other cells. So now it worked. And you can see if I click on each commission cell, the F3 reference remains unchanged. And so that's the difference between a relative cell reference and an absolute cell reference in Excel.